Want your tomato plants to explode with growth, flavor, and yield? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into 20 crops you can plant alongside your tomatoes to unlock their full potential. And trust me, this isn't your typical just plant this and cross your fingers advice. No. These are science-backed tips that'll actually help your garden thrive and, best of all, won't break the bank. Stick with me because you definitely don't want to miss this one. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Serene Green Gardens, your go-to spot for gardening tips that won't drain your wallet. If you're anything like me, you're always trying to get the most out of your garden, right? Well, let's talk about tomatoes today. They're one of the best and most rewarding crops you can grow, hands down. But here's the thing. Did you know that planting the right companion crops next to them can take your tomato game from good to amazing? Yep. That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. So grab your gardening gloves because we're about to get into some really cool tips you're going to love. Let's kick things off with a crucial element of companion planting: pest control. We all know how frustrating pests can be, especially when they target our precious tomatoes. But don't worry, I've got you covered with a few plants that are real champions at keeping the bad guys away. First up, thyme. Now, I'm sure you already love thyme for cooking, especially in pasta or sauces, but it does so much more in the garden. It's a natural pest repellent, especially when it comes to armyworms. See, the strong aromatic scent of thyme actually confuses these pests and keeps them away from your tomatoes. Plus, thyme is a low-growing plant, so it works as a living mulch. It covers the soil, keeping it cool and preventing weeds. It's like a double whammy. It's not only protecting your tomatoes, but also adding a beautiful, fragrant touch to your garden. And let's be honest, what's better than a plant that works hard for you and smells good? Next up, we have nasturtiums. These little beauties are often underrated, but let me tell you, they're a game changer. Nasturtiums act as a trap crop, which means they attract aphids and other pests away from your tomatoes. They'll actually prefer the nasturtiums over your tomatoes, giving your precious plants a break. What's great about nasturtiums is they're super easy to grow and come in such vibrant colors. Oranges, reds, yellows. You'll love how they pop in your garden. Plus, they're edible, so you can sprinkle those colorful petals on your salad or add them to your next dish. So not only are they helping your tomatoes, but they're brightening up your garden and your dinner plate. Now let's talk about marigolds, the classic companion plant. These little guys are like your tomato's personal bodyguard. Marigolds release a special compound that repels nematodes, those nasty root parasites that can wreak havoc on your tomato plants. Just imagine, your tomatoes are safe from those pesky nematodes, all because of the humble marigold. Planting them around your tomatoes is like setting up a protective shield around your garden. They're beautiful too, with their cheerful yellow and orange blooms. So not only are you keeping your tomatoes safe, you're also adding a pop of color to your garden. Marigolds are a total win-win. These are just the first few plants, but I hope you're already seeing the magic of companion planting. These crops aren't just filling space in your garden, they're actively working to protect your tomatoes from pests while also enhancing the beauty of your garden. And remember, it's all about using nature to its advantage. We're creating a natural ecosystem where everything helps each other thrive. Stay with me because I've got more tips coming up that are going to make your tomatoes explode with growth. You won't want to miss this next set of crops. All right, let's talk about something that's often overlooked but is so crucial for the health of your tomatoes. You can't grow healthy, thriving plants if your soil isn't in tip-top shape. But don't worry, I've got a few crops that are going to naturally boost your soil's health and give your tomatoes the nutrients they need to flourish. And the best part? You don't need to spend a dime on expensive fertilizers. First up, fava beans. Now you might be thinking, wait, beans? Isn't that for soup? And yes, absolutely, but these beans are way more than just a tasty ingredient. Fava beans are nitrogen fixers, which means they have a special ability to pull nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form that your plants can use. Essentially, they help improve the quality of the soil by adding nitrogen back into it. And what does that mean for your tomatoes? It means healthier, stronger plants with better growth. So you can skip buying those expensive fertilizers and just let nature do the hard work for you. All you have to do is plant some fava beans and they'll take care of the rest. Next up, we've got crimson clover. You might not think of clover as a go-to for improving soil, but trust me, it's a powerhouse. Just like fava beans, crimson clover is a nitrogen fixer. What makes it even better is that you can plant it in the off-season, during the fall or winter, and by spring, your soil will be packed with all the nutrients your tomatoes need to thrive. It's like a pre-game booster for your garden. So when you're getting ready to plant your tomatoes, you're not just planting them in dirt. You're planting them in a soil that's ready to give them everything they need to explode with growth. Now here's a little secret. Mustard. You may be surprised, but mustard isn't just for making sandwiches taste better. It's actually fantastic for your soil. Not only does mustard help combat soil diseases, which is huge, especially when it comes to tomatoes, but it also adds some much-needed spice to your garden's ecosystem. By planting mustard, you're helping to prevent diseases that could attack your tomatoes' roots. Plus, when it breaks down in the soil, it releases beneficial compounds that help promote healthy plant growth. It's a win-win. Your tomatoes get disease protection and extra nutrients while your soil gets some natural love from the mustard. Talk about a garden power move. So, as you can see, these plants aren't just filling up space. They're actively working behind the scenes to make your soil healthier, which means healthier tomatoes. And the best part is, you're using nature's own tools to do it. No chemicals, no pricey fertilizers, just good old-fashioned companion planting. Stay tuned, because I've got even more tips coming your way to make your garden thrive. You won't want to miss what's next. Now, let's move on to something that might not get as much attention, but it's absolutely essential for a thriving garden: attracting beneficial insects. We're talking about the good guys, the ones who swoop in and do the hard work for us by taking care of pests. These insects are nature's very own pest control squad, and you can attract them right to your garden with the right plants. So let's dive into some plants that'll help you bring in these garden superheroes. First up, fennel. You may be more familiar with it as an herb you toss in a salad or sprinkle over roasted veggies, but fennel is also a powerhouse in your garden when it comes to attracting beneficial insects. It's like a magnet for hoverflies and parasitic wasps, two of the most effective natural predators of pests that can damage your tomatoes. Hoverflies love to feast on aphids, while parasitic wasps lay their eggs inside pests like caterpillars, killing them off before they even have a chance to harm your plants. But here's the catch with fennel. It tends to grow quite large, and you don't want it crowding your tomato plants. So plant fennel a little away from your tomatoes, and you'll have the perfect setup for attracting those beneficial insects without making things too cramped. It's a win for both your tomatoes and the good bugs. Next, we've got cilantro. And I know what you're thinking. Cilantro is just for tacos, right? Well, yes, but it's so much more than that in the garden. Cilantro is fantastic at attracting ladybugs, which are absolute champions at keeping aphids and other small pests in check. Not only will the ladybugs be munching on the bad bugs, but cilantro also attracts other beneficial pollinators, like bees and butterflies. Plus, you're getting a double benefit here. Your tomatoes stay healthy, and you've got fresh cilantro for your homemade salsa or guacamole. You can't go wrong with a plant that helps your garden and your kitchen. Now, here's a little gem for you. Sweet alyssum. This tiny, sweet-smelling flower is like an open invitation to hoverflies and other beneficial insects. Sweet alyssum is one of those flowers that smells like honey and acts like a magnet for pollinators. But it does more than just look pretty. It also helps keep pests like hornworms away from your tomatoes. Hornworms are one of those pests that can destroy a tomato plant overnight. But with sweet alyssum around, those bad boys won't stand a chance. It's a simple yet powerful addition to your garden that does wonders for pest control, all while adding a pop of color and that sweet fragrance. So there you have it, folks. These plants are like a VIP invitation to all the good bugs that will keep your tomatoes safe and healthy. You're not only growing plants for yourself, you're creating a garden ecosystem that works together to thrive. By attracting beneficial bugs, you're taking your garden to the next level, ensuring your tomatoes and other crops stay protected. Trust me, once you see these beneficial bugs in action, you'll never look at your garden the same way again. Stick with me though, because I've got even more tips coming your way that will make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Now let's talk about one of the most important factors for getting those plump, juicy tomatoes we all crave: pollination. You can't have a thriving garden without pollinators. And trust me, attracting the right ones to your garden is easier than you think. Let's look at a couple of plants that are absolute powerhouses when it comes to bringing in those buzzing friends. Sunflowers. Sunflowers. They're not just for adding a bit of sunshine to your garden or making a lovely backdrop for a summer picnic. These beauties are like a magnet for bees, which is exactly what you want when you're growing tomatoes. Planting sunflowers near your tomatoes is an easy, natural way to encourage more pollinators to visit your garden. And here's the best part. More bees means better fruit set. Why? Because bees help with the transfer of pollen between flowers, which leads to more tomatoes forming. And who doesn't want more tomatoes, right? Sunflowers are not only stunning, but they also do the hard work of ensuring your tomato plants are properly pollinated. Talk about a perfect match. Next, we have bachelor buttons. These little flowers might not be the first plant that comes to mind when you think of pollinators, but trust me, they're fantastic for attracting bees and butterflies into your garden. These vibrant blue and purple blooms are like a party for pollinators. The more pollinators, the more action around your tomatoes, which leads to better fruit production. And let's not forget, your garden is going to look like a work of art with all those beautiful flowers popping up. It's like creating a colorful masterpiece while also helping your tomatoes thrive. You'll get that extra pollination boost and turning your garden into a haven for all kinds of beneficial insects. Plus the butterflies, they're just the cherry on top. So there you have it, folks. Sunflowers and bachelor buttons aren't just pretty faces in the garden. They're essential workers when it comes to boosting pollination and ultimately giving your tomatoes the best chance at a bountiful harvest. And the best part, these plants are easy to grow and will reward you with beautiful flowers and a thriving tomato crop. Talk about getting more for your garden. Stick around because I've got even more tips that'll have your garden growing like never before. You won't want to miss it. So, there you have it. 20 crops that can work wonders alongside your tomatoes. From pest control to attracting beneficial bugs, these companions are game changers for your garden. And the best part? They're all budget friendly, so you don't have to spend a fortune to get your garden thriving. I'd love to hear how you've used companion planting in your own garden. Drop a comment below with your favorite plant pairings or any tips you have for other gardeners. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more easy, budget-friendly gardening tips. Catch you next time, and happy gardening.